Hello everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. It's time for another video with Travis. Another new deck, some more unique gameplay. Let's start with Hidden Cataract. And it looks like probably some very normal stuff going on here. On their end, not on our end. No, we're not going to let Innkeeper's Talent come down. Arena likes to put Innkeeper's Talent against this particular deck because this deck is weak against counters. So, let's see. What next? Anywhere else? Okay, that's fine. Other cheap stuff? Okay. Puts those flankers good here. Let's just gain 2 life and scry 2. I need all of that actually, so we're going to start there. I tried to make a video a couple nights ago, and somebody scooped on like the second match, and it was like, I was doing well, I was countering their spells and stuff. It was like turn 3 or something, and so they scooped, and as soon as they scooped, like the game engine just quit. It didn't make a noise. It just everything it left. It disappeared, and I had the rest of my computer. The rest of my computer was fine, but it ruined that recording. So I went back in for another recording. And then I ended up against the world's most trollish roper. And we're going to cast Fumigate here, destroy everybody, gain some life back. And exile the real troublesome one, or Borid, so they can't bring that one back. So this person would like wait until they were almost finished roping, and then they would be done. Let's see, destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. That's a good thing to do there. Oh, let's go ahead and exile it too. Exiled the wrong one. That's okay, I'm clicking fast. So around turn 10 or 11, they mistimed the roping. And they ended up dying out, basically. But that took like 15-20 minutes of sitting through all that roping. And that was in the middle of another recording attempt. So I'm like, at that point, like, okay, I don't really have time anymore for that. This only matters really when it's tapped, and Vigilance means that doesn't tap, so that's not a good fit. But we could just make them a 1/1. And now what are you going to do? Jump block? Okay. And we're just making sure you can't bring anything back. That seems fair. So I'm not the only one with a board wipe, I see. See, exile the creature, and we'll bring down Crystal Barricade. That seems fine. Ooh, 2 creatures. Here we go again. Destroy the ones 3 or greater. And I guess we'll go ahead and just exile everything they have in their graveyard, period. Okay. Now we finally get to attack. And now my machine is working nicely, so to speak. Three, 6, 7. Okay, so I can unlock the room. And now other permanents you control have hexproof. Crystal Barricade gives me hexproof, so now everything here basically has hexproof, and the opponent gives up. That works for me. Alright, let's go ahead and show you what the entire deck is after we see what kind of card I got. Case of the Trampled Garden. I have not used this yet. Okay, I might have to look at that. Okay, this deck is called Crystal Fog, after the two main cards here. Crystal Barricade and Fog Bank. Fog Bank is a 0/2 creature, defender with flying, so it can't ever attack. It's a little bit different than a lot of other cards. It prevents all combat damage that would be dealt to it, but a lot of other cards are allowed to deal damage. This one's not allowed to deal damage either, so if I put a counter on it, that's fine, but it's not going to deal any damage. At least not any regular combat damage. You combine that, that's sort of to chump block and allow us to survive long enough against anything attacking us. We also have Crystal Barricade. Another defender at 0/4. You prevent all non-combat damage that will be dealt to other creatures you control. So if I'm facing against a red opponent, for example, if I got Crystal Barricade out with Fog Bank, they can't throw a lightning bolt at Fog Bank because Crystal Barricade prevents that non-combat damage. In the meantime, that leaves the Fog Banks clear to block any regular creatures. Our big weakness is Trample, of course. In the meantime, us having hexproof as a player, remember, you're supposed to be a planeswalker, right? During this magical duel. This prevents a lot of black stuff and some other stuff. Red can't target us with direct damage to the face. Black can't make us discard things. They can't play those cards. Your opponent must sacrifice a creature because they can't target their opponent this way. There's some of those, you gain 1 life, your opponent will lose 1 life. That's a targeting effect. Some of the things that have changed with the game is, since they're building for Commander so much, they'll make cards like Bolt Wave. Bolt Wave is not targetable against an opponent. It's each opponent, so it evades the hexproof. So Bolt Wave is still good against us. And so there are a number of things that are effective against us now in the modern day that wouldn't have if we had hexproof before. But those are the two main cards. And then, of course, finally, Lecture Hall, if we can get that going. Other permanents you can control have hexproof. Just makes it really hard for our opponent to deal with us. To help us out, we've got Cryo Shatter. I've got 1 copy. I don't have a lot of Edge of Eternity's cards just yet. I'm building the collection slowly. But enchanted creature gets -5 to its power. If it becomes tapped or is dealt damage, it's destroyed. This is a bend in the color pie. There's been only 1 other card the last couple of years that had Destroy on it from blue. That was a Enchantment Saga. I made an entire deck around that about a year ago, I want to say. But all I can think of is that the environment for the game has changed so much that the normal tools that blue has to sort of tamp things down to tap all the creatures, not enough. So they're bending the color pie. I don't know if it's just for this expansion or if they will continue, but just tapping things, freezing things, bouncing things, not enough for blue anymore. They're actually putting a Destroy card in the expansion. For Witness Protection, this is one thing where counters works against us, but the enchanted creature loses all abilities. It becomes a green-white citizen creature, base power and toughness, 1/1 named Legitimate Business Person. So whenever Arena wants, they just put us up against a green deck that adds counters and has trample. And we could still win, but it's tough. Reanimation is all the rage these days. So we have Ghost Vacuum. You can exile a target card from the graveyard. If you exile creature cards, you can spend 6 mana and sacrifice the artifact. Any creature card becomes a 1/1 spirit that has flying. I've got 1 other thing to get rid of things from the graveyard in here, and that's it. We have 3 disenchants to get rid of target artifacts or enchantments. And this is kind of hit or miss. There's sometimes the opponent will get out a couple of enchantments, and I will just wreck me before I can get the disenchants. Other times, they won't have anything, no artifacts, no enchantments, and I'll have a couple of these in my hand, and kind of causes me to lose. But then other times, it comes up just right and deals with some game winners. 4 shoreline looters. The creatures can't be blocked. They only deal 1 damage, but they have the threshold. So whenever I do damage, I draw a card, then I get discard a card. Once there are 7 or more cards in my graveyard, then it's pure draw card advantage after that. If I hit them, I just get to draw a card. Silent Hall Creeper, I have 2 of those from Duskmourn. Another 1/1, the creature can't be blocked. Whenever it does combat damage, you get to choose 3 different things from among 3 different things, 1 at a time. So I'm usually drawing a card first, then I'm putting 2 +1/+1 counters on it to make it 3/3, and then I make it a copy of another target creature you control. Now, one of the potential drawbacks in this deck is if all of the other creatures, I only have like a fog bank out, I don't have a choice to prevent that 3rd time if that's my only option left. It's going to copy it and turn it into a fog bank. So this is kind of an expendable card. I only expect to have it around for a little bit. Key to the Vault, legendary equipment from Thunder Junction. When the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you look at that many cards from the top of your library. So if I'm doing 3 damage, I look at 3 cards. Exile a non-land card from among it, and then you can cast that exiled card without paying the mana cost. Costs 3 to equip. No More Lies. I started with 4 of these in the deck. It wasn't working out quite right, so I adjusted the mix. I added in more of the disenchantments and stuff like that, and I added in the Ghost Vacuum, and it worked out better. No More Lies with only 2 enough that I'm usually able to make them good. Was ending up with too many of them in my hand or that kind of thing. Here's the other Graveyard Hate, Kuzil's Flanker. For 3, I can flash it in during my opponent's turn. If they're trying to get something out of the graveyard, I can. If I don't have to worry about things coming out of the graveyard, I'm usually gaining 2 life and scrying 2. 2 Assimilation Aegis. When the equipment enters, you exile a target creature until the equipment leaves the battlefield. The cool thing is, whenever the equipment becomes attached to a creature, the creature becomes a copy of whatever I exiled. So you're usually exiling a really big bomb, right? And then you equip it to your own creature, and you basically beat your opponent about the heads with their own card. Enduring Curiosity. Duskmourn, again, you flash it in, hopefully at the end of the opponent's turn if you're playing, anywhere near efficiently. 4/3, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. When it dies, it comes back just as an enchantment, and you can still use the card draw. So between the 4 Shoreline Shooters, the Silent Hall Creepers, and the 2 Enduring Curiosities, I got a lot of potential card draw. And then we got, with Key to the Vault, if that's equipped, then we can still dig deeper into our deck and still cast even more. Over here we have 2 board wipes. My favorite, Expel the Interlopers. Choose a number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. One of the nice ways you can do that is choose the number 1. Keep all your Fog Banks and Crystal Barricades and watch them lose everything. We have Fumigate. Destroy all creatures. You gain 1 life. This, I could put in more Expel the Interlopers. I like to mix it up because sometimes I'm near death and the opponent's swarming me with an army, and this really helps me get back the life that I need desperately. So a little bit of life gain is always good to plan into your deck. Valkyrie's Call. Whenever a non-token, non-angel creature it's flying and becomes an angel. So if they do kill my Fog Banks or my Crystal Barricades, they come back as flying defenders, which is cool. In the meantime, if I do Expel the Interlopers, I could go ahead with Valkyrie's Call. I could choose 0 and destroy everything and just bring all while theirs doesn't. So I've done that a couple times. It's kind of fun to do that. And I have 1 room card from Duskmourn, Restricted Office. When you unlock the door, destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. I'm not losing my Shoreline Looters, my Fog Banks, or my Crystal Hall Creeper if they're a 3/3 by that point. But there's little risks to me over here. And then later you can open the Lecture Hall, like we mentioned, and give them hexproof. I've got a bunch of trick lands in here, Hidden Courtyard and Hidden Cataract to do Discover 4. To spend 1 blue, you can tap it. The next spell you cast can't be countered in case I come up against other control decks. 2 Restless Anchorages, so mana sink to turn into a flying attacker bird if I want. 1 Demolition Field to get rid of their stuff, and a couple of Fabled Passages to fix my lands. And that's it. So it's a different kind of deck. I didn't include this in the Kaizen Evil playlist. I don't consider this to be evil. There's a lot of other regular decks that can be frustrating to play against, that people will scoop right away. This turns out to be another one that's kind of like that. But it's kind of surprising to the opponent, I imagine, because this isn't a normal kind of configuration. The Crystal Barricade's kind of an okay popular card. I've seen people try and use Crystal Barricade. I've seen people try and use Fog Bank. I haven't seen them try and use both of them together. So that's what this experiment is. And the game engine is doing it at strange times. But for the really evil decks that have been around with Magic forever, like pure discard or mill decks or counterspell decks, there are some players that they're just not ready to face that again, right? So you go up and you play a single discard spell and they will scoop on you. And that's just what's going to happen. You play your first counterspell and they're like, okay, I'm done. And they leave. I don't know what that big freeze was for, but hopefully we're over it. Look at all those cards. And they still have a 1-drop. Alright, let's do Crystal Barricade. Hexproof to start is always a good thing. I wonder how many colors they're going to have. Quatley already. This is like... Is this because we won our last match? They're getting just the perfect kind of start. Something happened with the game freeze. It's not letting me see the Enchantment Saga. They don't even bother to attack in first. They're just drawing and discarding. So is this a graveyard animation deck as well? They throw away a mountain? Yeah, that's a mountain. So maybe a 5-color deck, actually. Let's bring out Key to the Vault. Let's go get one more land. And we're going to pass for now. I don't want to draw and discard just yet. Wow. Okay, that's just perfect monocurve stuff right there.
The real battle. More heroes for the cause.
This is combat damage to a player, so hitting the Planeswalker isn't really going to help me out much. Alright, they can't block me there. Land goes away, and we got 4 Crystal Barricades. Thank you, Arena. Yes, that was useful. It's still not actually showing the graphics on there.
All allies.
Alright, I guess we just go ahead and hit them there so they can't do too many things.
I am not so fragile.
Do we destroy all that now, or let's get rid of this first? I know I'm going to lose a lot of health. Let's see, I think they can just make them flying, right? So actually they could just kill me next turn. I should have done Expel the Interlopers, but against this, I mean, 160 odd cards. And look at what they did. I'm okay with just getting that pain over with. They had half a dozen other cards that would surely wreck my day no matter what. Legendary creatures, planeswalkers, enchantment sagas. Let's do something that's not guaranteed to give them the perfect mana curve with 160 odd cards. Regular deck again, okay. So maybe this is more of a baseline kind of match. Actually, I think they mulliganed at least once already. Yeah, they're down to 5. Luckily, that's not a big deal against us because our deck is really, really slow. So them having a slow start doesn't necessarily doom them. And what is this going to be? Landfall? And Traveling Chocobo, mythic rare right on curve. Lovely. Do we take that? Yeah, we do. Oh, I don't have the right. I don't have the right mana for that. Let's go ahead and bring down Key to the Vault, and we'll start attacking. Bring down the Ghost Vacuum now. Can we use that to get rid of that? Yes. There we go. That's why we took the Ghost Vacuum. No flashback to worry about from that. Ah, shoot. I'm clicking my stuff wrong over here. Let's see. I think we just go ahead and attack. Get rid of Crystal Barricade. Throw that down. Should we use this now? Yeah, why not? Gain all the life back that I should have been able to block before. Start getting some creatures here. All we need is one more land, and then we can make a bunch of 1/1s whenever we feel like. Keeper's good, and then we get Geishal Greens again, so we don't have to worry about the flashback. And I don't want to do this on a token. I'm greedy. I want a creature. Draw a card first. Okay. And now they get to create just more tokens. Great. Let's go ahead and swing in first. Make it a 3/3. Discover 4. Okay, this will stop them from landfall gain. I think that's all we need to do for now. And notice I have the perfect thing to get rid of a nice, good, big creature, and now the only thing that they're bringing in is tokens. The only thing I don't want to lose my thing against. Let's see, we will make that one. -3/2. Bring this puppy down now. We'll hold on to that as a discard. They don't attack at all. Let's see. If you control 4 or more birds, they want to transform that. Okay. Let's see then. I think we gotta use this. Free birds. This will help us reach threshold. Probably throw away the planes. And now we can just bring that down. Nothing in the graveyard to exile just yet. But all they need to do is get a land down and they're good to go. My life is relatively low. Let's go ahead and get rid of the 1/1. We'll take 3. Aha! There's my blocker. Okay, we will keep the Silent Hall Creeper as another blocker. But now we're just getting pure card draw. This is where we're going to start to catch up. Oh, look at that. They're attacking. Okay, you're going to lose there. I'm surprised at that. We're on a 7-turn clock now. Let's just sacrifice this. Ta-da! Sweet! I can look at the top of my library now. Uh-oh. What are you going to do? Get rid of one of those, okay? That's non-combat damage. Doesn't work from the Crystal Barricade. They are so desperate now. Play that land. Make this a 1/1. And they don't even wait for what was about to be pretty good stuff. I hung in while they were pummeling me. Extra cards in their deck. Alert, alert, alert. And it's landfall again? Oh, you guys are so boring. I feel like I should somehow apologize to the Magic viewing audience. I'm guessing this is a pre-constructed deck. I didn't bother to look it up. But there's just so many chocobos running around all the time now. It's just ridiculous. And now they're pausing like they're blue players. What's going on? What's going on, guys? There you go. Encore Traveling Chocobo. Like we didn't just see this last game. Last match. And of course they have more than one early on, really early on. They didn't bother to swing into the barricade. They knew better. What do we want to get rid of? Let's get rid of Crystal's Flanker. Nice. Very nice. Till end of turn, target creature with power 4 greater gains trample. That's a nice trick. So it doesn't do me any good to block that with Crystal Barricade. Not really. So I'll block something else. We'll take a big hit. Half dead. But anything 3 or greater goes away. And I don't want to attack because I want to keep these. That was a nice little resetting of the field. Interesting. What happens if I use Assimilation Aegis on a face-down card? I want to try that. Yes, I'm sure. We'll pay the ward cost. Gets exiled. Do we get to see it face up? We do. Gets +1/+1 for each forest you control. So it's a 0/0 creature. Ah, of course. Because why would you give me something useful? We'll throw away one of the Shoreline Looters. That's funny. How many creatures are there I could exile and they would just become a 0/0 creature? That would literally, I could equip this and it will kill my creature. That's what it will do. It's good for them, though, yeah. Yeah, 6/6 is good for them. Giving it trample doesn't matter right now. It doesn't have haste, right? Do you have haste? You should have... You should have basically summoning sickness, shouldn't you? Or do they not? Okay, there we go. I could use Fumigate, but I think we just use this again. Another one. Yeah. Yeah, let's tempt fate again. Let's see if they put out something good. They've got enough lands now. That's well, yeah, they could put counters on stuff. I can't. No, they can't because it's colorless. I could use that. Sweet. Okay. We'll take it. I probably want to... What's going on? Another glitch. Okay, we did get another land. Let's go ahead and go straight to the attack. Okay. We'll throw away that land and we'll scry and see what else we got coming up. No more lies, it's fine. So let's go ahead and get rid of Tenderfoot before they pump it up more. Just because I'm half dead. And we'll end that turn. No more lies might have limits, but if they're using things as a mana sink, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Sacrifice an artifact. You know what? Let's do this. We'll give that back to him. Come on. There's so many lands, I'm going to get rid of No More Lies. And then we'll just fumigate. I'll get some life back. The game's not freezing up, it's just the opponent who's digesting what's going to happen and maybe not happy about it. They don't have any land right now, so this becomes just a regular 1/1. And we can block it with Fog Bank. And now, if they're drawing a land, basic land, they should just hold on to it, really, until they get another landfall creature out. We got rid of a couple of the traveling chocobos already. That's the next thing I need. Alright, it's just pure card draw advantage from here on out. This is, after a couple of hits, this is usually when the opponent quits. In the meantime, we've got a 3/3 blocker, or a 2/3 blocker with Restless Anchorage. We haven't used it yet because I want them to forget about it. And just use it as a defender. And see, I would have held on to that till they had a landfall trigger too, because having a 1/1's not going to help them that much. They're thinning out their deck, but it's not like they needed more land anymore. They needed to save that for a landfall trigger. I think they're just frustrated because that's the cards they've got, right? So they think they have to do something. They have to do with what they got. I'm assuming this is a combat spell. They can do 1 point of damage or 2 points of damage and get rid of the looter. And they're just debating on whether it's worth doing or not. I think it is. Yeah, there you go. Chocobo Kick. Not saving the land, though. It just seems like a lot of mistakes to me. Can unlock this. That gives everything hexproof. And we keep the other lecture hall. Oh, trample, look at that. How many of those do they have in the deck? We'll block 2 points. They also get to draw a card. Made the most of that. Yeah, we might go ahead and unlock this anyway. Let's see. Yeah. Just gonna unlock that. Now, each one of those gives the other hexproof. Oh, look at that. They got something on. Okay, we'll block one there. We're going to be back to half dead. But we will use this here, so it turns into 1/1. It's got a counter on it, but it can't grow anymore, and now we have our Restless Anchorage. And they forgot about it. They're going to swing in with all 3 creatures. What? It's okay. They can't target artifacts or enchantments now, so that was the only thing left they could do. They got a card draw out of it. Sacrifice a creature with flying. They got rid of the fog bank. Is that an instant? No, that was a sorcery. So Crystal Barricade is good. Another nice little blocker. Now I have hexproof too. Everything and everyone has hexproof. You can't get past my bird. What are you doing? I just did this. How could you forget this? That's very strange. Alright, now we got 2 Restless Anchorage. And that means this doesn't need to be a defender anymore. We've got our Crystal Barricade. So now we just go like this. And we can now give counters to Crystal Barricade. Sweet. This is a nice little combo that I like with Crystal Barricade and Restless Anchorage. So you can have a nice little defender that can also take out the 1/1s or 2/2s. And come on. Just enough land to make all that happen. And if we draw one more land, we won't be mad or upset. Fog Bank, we'll take it. I like Fog Banks. Now, the next time they couldn't even do each. Oh, they could. Each opponent is like a commander card. That would work against us. All right. Gotta be frustrating for the opponent. They got us down low a couple of times and just could not finish the job. Where we got another key to the vault. Sweet! Let's go ahead and check the deck real quick. How many keys to the vault do I have now? Where were you? Crystal Fog. Do I have 4? Looks like it. Sweet. No, I have 3. Okay. Alright, we'll do one more. Because this is late. This is late video. I had so many issues trying to record this twice before. Boring ropers, game engines crashing. And again, green, so got to worry about tramples and counters. Arena just won't leave me alone. Both of the No More Lies up front. This is going to be tap land, though. Looking for land. Yeah, we'll take the second Mistrise Village. That's fine. So hopefully they don't play a land and put down a 4-drop. A 3-drop. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. We can stop the next stuff. Well, we're not going to stop that. We can stop that. With something like Garrick's Uprising, they've got to have powerful cards. So we're just waiting with... we're going to make good our second No More Lies. We'll let them hit us for a couple of times if that's what they want to do. Seriously? They're going to have so much land we won't be able to make good on our No More Lies because they'll be able to pay for it. Where's your big spells? Everything has trample already because of Garrick's Uprising. So all they need is one big thing. And I can only stop a 7-drop now. They can pay for everything else. Thankfully, that's just a 1/1. Oh, they can put a creature card down, though. I didn't know they had this. I haven't come across this card before. That gets them around No More Lies for sure. It's a summon Bahamut. They had everything exactly the way they needed it to be. This is like Arena made this deck specifically against me. Look at that. They've already got lethal. They did nothing but draw enough to defeat my No More Lies, and then they found a way to get around casting so that I couldn't use No More Lies against that card. Using actually a card from Final Fantasy I haven't read yet. Okay, Arena. Let's do something besides landfall decks and green decks. Anything else. Throw some black at me. Throw some red at me. I'll even try against white life gain. White life gain can be hard for us on occasion. Interesting to see those. They haven't put in too much of an appearance so far. On our choice of tap lands, we put out Restless Anchorage first so that we have a chance to put down Crystal Barricade on turn 2. Opponent takes a mulligan. Sorry, mulligan. I like this. I like that card sleeve. And they get a 1-drop down. Of course you do. Keeper's Talent, so we got to deal with green again anyway in counters. Not the best thing, but maybe they knew that was going to happen. That's why they gave me the disenchants. They can make another creature gain indestructible if they sacrifice that one. Okay. Let's go ahead and just make the No More Lies good. We shouldn't have to worry about the ramping quite as much this time. Arena doesn't usually do the same thing twice in a row to us. I mean, they have, but it's still kind of rare to do the exact same thing twice in a row. All right, that's basically all the lands that we needed. How many colors are they going to be? Are they going to be more than green and white? We're not going to stop that. Yeah, we'll take that. All right, we're still keeping our ammo drive for No More Lies. They can afford 6 now, though. That's perfect for us, actually. That's fine. Destroy that. What do you got? Target permanent. Gains hexproof and indestructible. So they gave their enchantment hexproof and indestructible. You don't see that every day. They had just a bunch of cheap stuff. I think they had a chance in there to sacrifice Zac, right, and give the other creature indestructible. Now you get the Planeswalker.
I'll speak on it.
That can destroy enchantments. Great.
I never run out of answers.
Okay, this is going to be tough for me. How did they end up with the Crystal Barricade?
Life is tenacious, isn't it?
Just enough to beat my enduring curiosity. How about that? Just enough. Just the right time. It's okay. We're all going after this.
Ooh, you've got claws. Nature speaks, and I listen.
So it's a mirror match. Interesting.
Do you really want to do this?
Gross. Well, that's a complicated card to get around now.
We're the predators. You're the prey.
Do they have enough to bring that out now? I think they got me. I think with that they got me. I really need to get rid of that.
I don't mind a scuffle.
I need another board wipe.
You have your family. I have mine.
I guess I'm just ignoring the planeswalker now. I need card draw. I need to go find my Fumigate card out of my entire deck. I've got a couple of... They don't have trample, right? So, I've got a couple fog banks here. But this can destroy creature with flying. Shoot. Okay. Let's do that last. By last, I mean first. Yeah, okay. We're doing kind of good. Because we got this now. Another with Vigilance and Reach.
Nature speaks, and I listen.
Uh-oh. That one's going to be a problem. A bunch of Vigilance and Reach. And now that one has Flying. Great. Okay. draw a card there. Is that enough stuff? Prevents one thing. Well, we've drawn more than 10 cards and still no Fumigate. 2, 3, 4, 5. They can attack with 6 creatures, and I've only got 2 Fog Banks. I think they should have gotten rid of Valkyrie's Call.
Isn't it?
That's a lot of power. Land. This is vigilance again, right? Let's get rid of the flying. Let's get rid of this here. Let's get rid of something from the graveyard. Okay. They've got a couple of defenders still. So I think we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on. Those two can go there. These two go here.
Oh, this is a tough town. But I'm tougher.
Still no Fumigate. How many are they going to attack with next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have enough. 6. 7. Fog Bank. Whew. We just might get this done.
Those that survive are stronger for it.
I've drawn 17 of my lands. Oh, come on. Math is for blockers. Just swing and attack. Interesting. Okay. Is there a creature left in here anywhere? Alright. Probably the wrong thing to get, but... Okay, we're getting rid of their planeswalker. And then we attack here to the face. Yay! No more planeswalker.
This doesn't mean I'm giving up.
2 more counters on you. And a whole bunch of drawing. Witness protection to you. And I think I'm going to save the other barricades, right? It might be a mistake. $17 cards left. Another Ouroboros. That doesn't do any good, right? Wait. Okay, they can pay for it. Yeah, that was all untapped. Alright. Whew. And they still don't attack. Interesting choice. Good game. Somewhere in there was going to be the Fumigate. I don't know that I would have had enough cards left. If I'd used Fumigate and destroyed all their stuff, I think they were just worried because I had 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 unblockable damage, so they were dead in 2 more turns. I'm not sure I played that perfectly, actually. I feel like I made at least 1 or 2 mistakes in there. But that made for an interesting game. Alright, so remember, Crystal Barricade prevents non-combat damage. Fog Bank prevents combat damage. And you notice the Shoreline Looter being unblockable, giving us tons of card draw. Key to the Vault could have been more effective, I think. No More Lies. Even though usually I get those off for only having 2 in the deck, it's like the opponent expected them and played around them perfectly almost every single game. Witness Protection came in like a champ on that last one. And Valkyrie's Call came in very nicely for us there as well. And Lecture Hall at the end. Give everybody permanents. Give all permanents hexproof. That works nice. And having the 2 restricted offices worked perfectly in the balance as far as sort of being the other half of my board wipe strategy, giving me 2 mini board wipes and then 2 other board wipes. Although this was somewhere in the final bottom 16 cards, and I think by the time we would have drawn it that I wouldn't have been able to kill the opponent. So, Arena trying to make things difficult for me. Took us forever to kill that Planeswalker, though. But leave any questions you want. Let me know if you like this deck. Let me know if you think it belongs on the evil playlist or not. Like I said, there are some people that if you put down like a Crystal Barricade or a Fog Bank, they'll just scoop. There are some people that if I do a No More Lies just in the first turn or 2, they'll scoop, even though I only have 2 in the deck. There's no way they can know that. So they might be expecting a bunch of other counter spells. Sometimes if I put down a Ghost Vacuum, they scoop early too. So it kind of tells you what strategy their deck is doing. But as always, we ask you to like and subscribe next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.